Welcome back to StarHive fans, and welcome to StarHive Tech Tips. Today we will be covering how to make your own Minecraft server on a Windows computer, so stay tuned. Okay, so first things first, you want to find an old PC. I have this one that I painted with the stupid Shaggy meme. It's just a simple Dell Optiplex. Any of them will work. All you need is a CPU with one full core and a lot of RAM. RAM is what your server will be eating. So this is the computer we will be using for this. And now on to my desktop. Okay, so we're over here on my desktop right now. I'm going to visually show it to you on my desktop instead of that old Optiplex computer because I don't have a capture card and I don't think that old computer can run OBS and record it at good enough quality for you guys to follow along. So we will just do it on this computer and know that the same thing that I'm doing on this computer is going to be done to that other one on Windows 10. It doesn't matter if you're running Windows 7, Windows 10, Windows 11, you can still follow along and do everything exactly as I do. So to start this out, we need to go to the Minecraft website and grab that file of the server. So go over to your internet browser of choice. Mine's going to be Google Chrome, and I already have it pulled up here. The link for this Minecraft website with the server on it will be down in the description down below, but just in case if you're wondering, the link's also up here. And if you want a Java Edition server, it'll be almost the same exact steps as this one, but up in the top of the link, take away the /bedrock, and if you hit enter, see you have the download the Minecraft Java Edition server. But we want the Bedrock, so we'll just add Bedrock, and here we are. Download Bedrock dedicated Minecraft server. So we'll get 4 options here. We will have the software for Windows, the software for Ubuntu, the dedicated server for Windows, dedicated server for Ubuntu, and then we will have the preview for Windows and the preview for Ubuntu. We don't want to do anything with these 2 preview ones. Please don't download those. You don't want to have to deal with those. You want to go to the dedicated server. So since we're on Windows, we'll be downloading the Windows one. So click the I agree, and the download icon should light up. So then all you want to do is click on download, and in the top right, you should see your file should download and shortly be done. This is our file, but we're not ready to start yet at all, because as you can see right here, we are dealing with a zip file, and we can't run stuff off of the zip. We have to extract it. So let's X out of this, and let me get this onto the home screen. I'm putting it on my desktop just for easy showing of you guys. You guys can put this file wherever you please on your computer. Okay, so we got the file right behind Spider-Man's head, and as you can see, it's a zipped file. So what we need to do is click on the file, and then right-click on it, and we need to extract all right here. Or if you're on Windows, it'll say extract. You'll click on that, or Windows 10, sorry. If you're on Windows 10, it'll say extract. You'll click on that, and it automatically should put you to the same, same file location as your zips at. So this one should take it to the desktop. And so everything looks fine here. So we'll click extract. Might give it a couple seconds here to try and extract all these files. If you're running an older computer, like what I'm going to have to do on this other Dell Optiplex, it might take a couple minutes. So you might want to go run, grab a drink, or use the restroom while this downloads. Okay, so after that unzips, you should have it automatically open. If not, the file should look like this without the zip marks. Should be an unzipped file. You'll double click on it and you will get all these wonderful files that make up your server. Except for they're not all there yet. What I want you to do is there's something that should be there called bedrock_server.exe. This is going to boot up and run your server for the first time, and we need to do that to get all our files here. So let's double click on that, let the server boot up, let it load everything for the first time, and once we get this telemetry message, we should be good. And don't X out of it. That is a horrible way to stop your server. You could get corrupted worlds and destroy tons of stuff. What you want to do is basically come down here to this prompt and it's already blinking, so I'm on it, and type in stop and hit enter. That'll safely shut down your server, and you should be good every time. Now, as you can see, we have tons more folders here. You have your worlds folder, so if you want to have multiple worlds, we have our development skins, our development behavior packs, resource packs, and world templates. We have everything here now. So now that we have everything here, we're going to go over a couple things. First, one of the things you might want is the allow.json file. This is basically your whitelist file. There's two types of files you'll have when you make a Minecraft server. It'll be a blacklist and a whitelist. The allow.json is a whitelist because whitelist are, hey, don't let anybody in except for whoever's on this list. Blacklist is the exact opposite. It's let everybody in except for who's on this list. Keep them out. So that's an important one. Behavior packs and resource packs, those will be important if you want to add mods or cool resource packs, which is like your textures and everything. But our final one is server.properties. We need to go in and change some things on that. This is your most important folder. So let's double click, go in. You might have a pop-up that pops up to ask what you want to open it in. Open it in Notes app. It won't look like this because I'm running it on Visual Studio Codes, but it will be white with black text, and it really doesn't matter because it's just a text file. But once you get in, you should see something like this. Tons of rules for the server to follow. So we got our server name, which is dedicated server. I'm going to change that to Star Hive because that's what we want our server to be called. You can change yours to whatever. Game mode right here is the game mode you want to run the game on. So survival, creative, adventure. We're going to keep that as survival. Force game mode, we're going to keep that as false. So like if you have opt players, they still can't change their game mode to creative, but that's kind of useless at that point. But we'll still keep it false. Then we have our difficulty. It's set to easy, but you can set it to peaceful, normal, or hard also. We're going to set ours to normal. And then allow cheats. This is so you can use commands such as /give an item, /TP, other things like that. We're going to keep ours false. You can do whatever you want with yours. Okay, now we get to our max players. Max players totally depends on your system. I have a little schematic right here, and this little schematic shows you what you can use for the size of system you have. So usually your CPU doesn't matter. You could have, I'm pretty sure it runs off of one core. Please tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Minecraft servers only need like one core to run. The rest is all up to your RAM. 2 gigabytes, you can have 10 player slots with an 8 gigabyte world and up to 10 mods. That's saying if your mods are not heavy. Some mods are really heavy and they might take up all 10 of those slots that you have, theoretically slots. 3 gigabytes, you get to go up to 15. 4 gigabytes 25, 5 gigabytes 30, 6 gigabytes 40, 8 gigabytes 90, 10 gigabytes 150 plus, and 16 gigabytes 150 plus. And your plugins and world size goes up with that also. For most of you, I'm going to say 4 gigabytes is pretty basic. 2 gigabytes can get you by, but you might want to just have 4 gigabytes just in case. But for me, I know for a fact I have 16 gigabytes on that old PC, but just to keep it safe, and for some of you who are following along but not listening, we're just going to do it with the 8 gigabyte one, so we're going to have 90 player slots. So we'll change this 10 to 90. Then we have online, we want to keep that as true. Allow list, we want to keep that as false. That is using your allow list.json file, which is your whitelist, but we want to keep it as a blacklist, which is allowing everybody in except for who's on that blacklist. Keep them out. Okay, our server port, we want to keep that the same unless you want to get technical. Then you can pick something in between 1 and 65,535. Our server port v6, same thing here. Enable LAN visibility. You want to keep that as true. If somebody's on your Wi-Fi or something and the server's running, they'll see this server on your friends list. View distance will be 32 chunks. We're going to keep it as that. You can make it smaller if your server is glitching or if you know your computer just can't handle it, but just use your head a little on that one and change it to what you think. Tick distance, we're going to keep that as 4. Player idle timeout 30. That's basically when it'll kick somebody from the server whenever they are standing still and not doing anything, I'm going to set mine to 0 because AFK farming, you want them to be able to sit there forever. I don't care. Okay, level name. Level name here, this correlates to your world. So if we go back over here to our files, so this is our Bedrock server files, and we go down the list, you'll see worlds. If you double click on that file, you'll see bedrock_level. When we double clicked at the beginning of this and ran your server for the first time, it made your first world. So if we go in, it has all our data for this world and everything there. If you want to make another world, just for fun, you can copy this. So Control C, Control V, that's the copy. And you can rename it to anything you want. So Star Hive. We'll just name it that. Or you know what? Let's rename it to, just so you guys don't get confused, Bedrock Level 2. Okay? And then all you have to do is, after you make that, you'd come over here to level name, and you'd put Bedrock space level, and then we would name it the exact same thing, 2. That is what the file is called, so it will open that world instead of opening up the first Bedrock level. So if you want to have multiple worlds and stuff that you can just switch in between, that's really easy. So if you want to just make worlds that you can delete and then pop up with new worlds and then delete one, super simple. But we're going to keep this basic, just Bedrock level, and we're going to go delete this other one. Alright, seed level, we're going to keep that as nothing because we don't have any seed that we want to specifically use, and we want to keep it as the random one. Default player permissions, we want that as a member, unless you want everybody who joins to be a visitor, and then you have to manually change them over to a member, but just to make it easy, I want them as members. Okay, the next one you might want is the texture pack is required. If you're running a mod or something, you want this to be switched over to true. You want that as true. So they have to use that texture pack, and it'll force them to download it before joining your Minecraft server. But since we're not, we're gonna leave it as false, just to keep it easy. And the rest of this is just basically really deep, detailed stuff if you want to get nitty-gritty with it, but we don't need it. So let's just be sure everything looks all right to you, and then hold down Control and click S, and it should save that. You should be good. And then click on the X out of that file, and we should be back at our Bedrock server. So basically you have everything set up. If you want to add a resource pack, you'll just download it and drop it down into here. Don't drop it into any of these. You'll just drop it straight onto the resource pack. Behavior packs, just drop it straight into here. And once you get all that done, this bedrock_server.exe, double click on it. And we'll see that it's loading everything, booted to the port. We open the level called Bedrock level, which is correct. And then we get down to the bottom here, and the server is booted. Mark it here in your command prompt. This is basically your console for your world. So if we want to make this big screen and look at it, you can do any type of command from here. You can do /give. I don't think you have to put the slash in front. I think it's just give peak bear, which is me, diamond_sword. We'll see if I remember that. Okay, no targets match selector because I am not online. But if you want to put that in, that command works, because if we do /give, okay, see, that command is unknown. you do not have permissions to use it. We obviously have permissions because this is it. But if we also want to say like op yourself, op, it might not work because we're not online. Yeah, no targets match the selector. Let me go online right quick and we will try that command right quick. So as you can see, I am now currently online and it says that I spawned. So we will try the op peak bear. And there we go. I am now officially opt, so I am admin of the server. Whenever you want to make yourself admin, you'll have to do it from this console for the first time. But other than that, that should be your basics, because now I can do give peak bear diamond sword. And boom, it gave me 1 diamond sword, as you can see from right here. So that is basically how to set up your Minecraft server for Bedrock. If you would like more information on how to port it forward so your friends from, say, another house or somewhere across the world want to play with you, let me know. I'll make a second video on that. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, like and subscribe and come back for the next video.